All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Caputo, and I am with ShowingTime. And today we're going to talk about how an appointment center can be beneficial for your business. So if everyone can hold off on asking questions till the end of today's presentation, that would be great. But before we get started, I just want to kind of reintroduce myself. I'm ShowingTime's product marketing manager. And what that is, it's just a fancy name for I'm the guy that goes out and gets the research to figure out what our customers need and are asking for in our products. And so I've done a little bit of research here today, which I want to share with you as to why brokers elect to use an appointment center service to help manage their showing appointment related needs. I've been with the company for a little over 6 years now, and actually my family was in the business. So I used to actually go with my mom when she used to stage homes and selling homes. I mean, this was a while ago, but so I know a little bit about the industry, and I'd like to share with you some of my findings here today. So first we're going to just do a brief overview of who ShowingTime is. We're then going to talk about why brokers elect to use an appointment center service. We'll tell you how ShowingTime can help with these needs, and then we'll finish up with some questions. So let's talk about that overview. So ShowingTime is the leading showing management and feedback service provider for real estate agents and professionals. We have with over 15 years of experience providing this sort of information to agents, and we manage 6,000 offices across which encompass about 400,000 agents in over 185 MLSs to manage over 2.5 million showings per month. So we're very well versed in what we do. And some of you may be familiar with ShowingTime as we're integrated with MLSLI using that Schedule a Showing button, which you can see right here on all of your listings. And that's a service that's provided to you by the MLS to help you obtain more showings as well as help you manage your showings in an efficient manner. So let's get into it. Why do brokers elect to use an appointment center service? Well, just by a show of hands, I'm going to ask a few questions here. By a show of hands, how many agents do we have in the audience here today that manage their own appointments, where agents will call them directly to set up appointments? Do we have anyone here? Okay, great, a few. Do we have anyone here that are using software for the office like Showing Desk, where their office is using it? Okay, great. And does anyone use an appointment center service now? Okay, no problem. So these are some of the questions that are posed by brokers when evaluating a service and trying to figure out if it's going to fit their office and what they can do to help find some of these solutions here. So we actually did a survey across all of our customers across the United States, asking them what their top 5 reasons were for using an appointment center service. And these are what the numbers are here from from least important to their most top reason why they use it. Number 5, sellers want and need to stay informed. So they want to know of when appointments are happening for their home. We have number 4, constructive feedback. Agents want to be able to send feedback, receive feedback automatically after each showing. So this is a very important tool because this is going to help them sell their homes much more quicker and for the most value. Also, time is money. So they, spending time waiting on hold or making multiple phone calls to set up appointments is just wasted time that they could spend and is better spent elsewhere. Staffing can always be an issue. So, where you have part-time staff or just people that are calling in sick, that can always be a headache for a manager or for a broker or for the whole office in general. So that's another reason why they elect to use an appointment center. And the number one reason why brokers elect to use an appointment center service is just simply showings are being missed. Showings are coming in after hours. Phones aren't being answered quick enough. Calls are not being made back to the appropriate people in a timely manner, which can equate to missing showings. So ShowingTime can help with all of these issues. And our first issue here is just talking about how we can keep your sellers informed of appointments. So sellers want and need to stay informed. Well, we can automatically send them emails, text messages, phone calls. They can confirm appointments by email or text. The phone calls that we place to your sellers are going to be company branded. So when we call your seller, we'll say, "Hi, this is Mike calling from ABC Realty, just calling to confirm an appointment for today at 2 o'clock. So we act as a silent partner to your sellers so that they can feel that they're not being outsourced to just some other third party to help manage appointments. Sellers can also just get notified of when appointments are confirmed. So if the agent is confirming appointments, but the seller just wants an email or a text letting them know of the confirmed appointment, we can go ahead and send that to them. We also have an activity history report right here. So the seller can actually see everything that is happening for their home during the home selling process, as well as they can see feedback. So any feedback that the showing agent needs to share with their seller to help, maybe work with a price reduction, you can easily send that to them in a website which we automatically build for your seller based on the activity that's happening for their home. So just kind of taking a closer look at this website for your seller, as you can see up here at the top, we have a snapshot view that tells the seller everything that's happening for their home during the home selling process. We then give them a total number of showings with a nice visual representation of that over a course of time. So they can see, when we had a spike up in showings, that was probably due to that price reduction, and that's what really can drive more buyers to their home. We also have a graphical representation of feedback responses. So any of the feedback responses that the agents wanted to share with their sellers would be graphed into one of these graphs here. So this really gives them a good sense as to how many people thought the home was priced too high, or what they thought of the wallpaper in the bathroom. As we scroll down even further, we can then see the actual responses. So these are responses that we decided to share with our seller. Any responses that we thought may be too harsh, such as, I saw one feedback that said the living room was nice, but the family portrait above the fireplace was hideous. That may not be something you'd want to share with your seller, so you can definitely hide that information from them. And then finally, we have the listing activities. So the seller can see any future showings, past showings, price changes, advertising, open houses, anything that you have done to help sell their home is going to be all compiled into this report, which is pretty much done automatically for you. So moving on to number 4, top reason why brokers elect to use an appointment center service is for the feedback. So listing agents don't always have time to collect that feedback. Well, we automatically send feedback requests to agents up to 3 times after the showing has occurred. So this feedback response will include a photograph of the listing and a nice easy link that they can click on to give that feedback. When they click on it, they're brought to one of 2 forms. So if they're using their mobile device, they'll see a nice mobile view of the feedback form, which they can enter in those details. Or if they're on their PC, they can see a PC version of it. It'll also include a photograph of the listing so that agent will be easily reminded of which listing they had shown, along with your company logos, so it's reinforcing your company's brand. We also know that it's valuable and important to share feedback with your sellers. So we make it very simple. When you want to share that feedback to your seller, we hide the showing agent details. So it only has your information and just provides the remarks that you wanted to share at the top. And then finally, the feedback can get lost in the shuffle. You have many appointments, many listings that you're working through. We compile all of that feedback for you in a nice, one easy report to review so you can decide which feedback you've actually shared with your seller, and you can see which ones you have not decided to share with your seller. Moving on, number 3, time is money. Easily put, time waiting on hold can be better used elsewhere. We see many offices that only have, may have 100 agents, but only one person answering the phones. A lot of times agents are waiting on hold, phone calls are not being answered, or not even being made out to confirm appointments. Well, with the ShowingTime Appointment Center, we answer calls in 15 seconds or less. When we need to call your seller, we're calling them within 15 minutes of that first appointment request when it comes in. We also take care of all of your appointment reschedules. So this is the most hassling part of the business, is that when an appointment time doesn't work for a particular buyer or a particular agent, and then making those phone calls back and forth. We have the technology involved that allows our staff to work efficiently to get this done in a timely manner so that we can avoid missing that showing. Sure, question.
On those showing times, is there a way to block out certain hours or certain days so when people make an appointment on MLS, they can see that they can't see it between 9 to 3 or whatever?
Sure. A great question up here in the front was, is there a way to block off time so that if a home is not available to show within, a certain time block between 3 and 5 o'clock, is there a way to block that off? And the answer is yes. We have a showing restrictions calendar that you can tell us when you're providing us the showing instructions to say no showings on Mondays from 3 to 5 for the life of the listing or for this particular week. So you do have the ability to do that. And it'll block it off when an agent tries to schedule online or when they try to call our appointment center. So it works both ways.
Now, does it save from double appointments? Let's say the homeowner says, well, I don't want two agents showing at the same time.
You can, yep. Yeah, so the other question was, can you block overlapping appointments between two different agents? And the answer is yes. So there's actually a question that calls out to it. It's just a drop-down that says allow overlapping appointments. And you can select yes, allow, or yes, but inform the agent that there's another agent that'll be there, or no, do not allow. So you do have those abilities. Okay? Moving on to reason number 2 why brokers elect to use an appointment center service. Well, staffing's always an issue. Single agents, they just can't afford to hire an assistant to manage all of their appointments. So, we have affordable plans for single agents that start at just $29 a month. And then we have affordable office pricing for the office as well. Part-time help can be unreliable. So, especially in the summer when you have, students that are coming in to work part-time, their minds are kind of elsewhere. They want to go hang out with friends or, go to a party or something like that. Well, with the appointment center service, we have a reliable staff that are there and trained in the real estate world so that they know how to manage appointments, and they can do this in an effective manner. And then finally, holidays are always a challenge to schedule staff. We're open 363 days a year. The only days that we are closed are Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, Black Friday's coming up. We've had Columbus Day, Martin Luther King, 4th of July. All of those holidays, we're open normal business hours to manage appointments. And you'd be surprised at how many phone calls we get to schedule appointments for the following week on those days off. Then finally, just staff are just distracted. So with all this technology, email, Facebook, Twitter, at their fingertips, they're more involved with just looking at different things on the internet than taking those phone calls. Well, our technology is so efficient or so advanced that it keeps our staff working at a most optimized state. Now, finally, the number one reason why brokers elect to use an appointment center service is simply showings are just being missed. Agents can't get called back quick enough for their appointments. Well, we provide a technology called Showing Voice, which is an automated text-to-voice phone call, which will call the showing agent back to let them know that their appointment's confirmed, give them the details of the appointment, along with any other needed information, such as access information. So it's automatically sent immediately once the appointment's been confirmed. It's instantaneous, clear, and it's always going to be accurate. It's going to be exactly what the agent had given us as the instructions within their worksheet. We also have showing agents that are calling in after hours. So, most offices are only open till 7, 8 o'clock at night. We're open, as I said, 363 days a year from 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That allows for more showing appointments. We get so many buyers that call, or sellers that call us at 8, 9 o'clock at night to confirm appointments for the next morning. And if we weren't there to do that, those appointments may get missed, and that could have been the buyer that would have been buying the home. We also have unforeseen acts of Mother Nature. So we have 2 appointment center locations. So we have our primary, which is in Kansas City, and then we have a secondary, which is in our headquartered office in Chicago. So they're both homegrown, and we manage appointments out of both locations. And then finally, phone lines are always busy. And as I had mentioned to you before, calls are answered in 15 seconds or less. So our phone lines are never busy. You're always going to get a live person answering that call in about a ring and a half to take your appointment-related need. So no showings will never be missed. Okay, so some of you may be wondering just kind of how the pricing structure works and the different pricing plans that we have. Well, we have 3 to choose from for an office, and the first one is a per listing per month plan. Our second is our per agent per month plan, and our third is our 12-month one-time charge for a listing. So Really just depends what you're looking for and what best suits you. But to give you a good idea, our most popular plan is our per listing per month plan. And that, our average office has about 60 active listings, and this is excluding your commercial or lots and lands. And that equates to about $345 per month. And when you look at it, it's just 76